Hand wraps. You guys have asked about like how we wrap our hands and all that stuff. So with everyone stuck at home, we thought it'd be a good opportunity to do that. First of all, the best wraps are not the cloth 180 degree or 180 inch wraps or 220 if you get LeRoy's. They're actually the Mexican wraps, and these are just gauze. They have a little bit more stretch to them. They don't last as long, obviously, but they won't stink. You still have to care for them and wrap them after each time you use them, but it's just a superior wrap all the way around. You're gonna need 4 of these to do each 2 hands, 2 for each hand. The first thing you wanna do is make sure that you've got your knuckles covered. So there's a couple of ways to make that knuckle pad. You can buy the 4-inch gauze, and then when you're wrapping, you basically just fold that over. So what you're gonna do is make whatever you need to protect your knuckles, however much padding you desire, and then fold it over and incorporate that into the hand wrap. Or you can use the wrap itself and scavenge, 10 coils or 10 wraps by just wrapping like this, keeping your fingers spread, and do that like 10 times, and that will become a knuckle pad. Or you can do what I've done lately, which is as my hands start to hurt and bother me, I've gotten these Cedric knuckle pads, and these are silicone. They're really inexpensive, 12 bucks, and you basically put one of them on each hand and then incorporate that into your wrap. So that's the way I'm gonna wrap with it. But just keep in mind, just because I have these doesn't prevent you from using anything to wrap your hands. I mean, you can do the knuckle pad any other way you want. All right, so I'm gonna wrap my left hand first. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna center it on my knuckles so that it's there. It's elastic, it'll stay in place. And then I'm gonna take my first wrap and I'm gonna start by basically securing that. I want to have it come over the front of the gel pad. I'm gonna spread my fingers apart, okay? And the reason for that is I don't want it too tight so that it bothers me. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold this in place by wrapping around like this. Then I'm gonna come back across my metacarpals and I'm gonna go right onto my palm and my wrist. So I'm basically, if you don't capture this, in other words, if I go below my wrist, I'm not doing anything to prevent wrist injury. So I've got to put it a little bit higher on my palm like that. Now I'm just gonna wrap that and hold it in place. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now if you use a gel knuckle pad, then you can actually capture the thumb on your first wrap. If you don't use a knuckle pad, an accessory gel pad, then you're gonna have to make your own knuckle pad and you won't capture your thumb the first time. So all I'm gonna do is, since I've got this on, I'm gonna come around here, I'm gonna go through my thumb this direction, and I'm gonna get my thumb 4 times. So 1, 2, the other way, the opposite direction. 3, again, the opposite direction. And lastly, 4, the opposite direction. Now I'm gonna come up over my metacarpals one more time, come around the inside of my palm, back down around my wrist, and I'm gonna take that first wrap and finish it on my wrist. So now that's 1 wrap, okay? You can see my palm is still full of shit right there. I'm gonna fix that on the second wrap. Now I'm gonna take the second wrap, okay? And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to always wrapping to the outside of my hand, if you notice. I'm gonna capture that, and I'm just gonna go around once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now I'm gonna come to the outside of my hand. I'm gonna go around the wrap completely. I'm gonna go back to the opposite side of my wrist, right here by the junction. Now I'm gonna come around the base of my thumb, and I'm gonna come up through the little finger and ring finger. And I'm gonna make a fist. And then I'm gonna bring this back, go around my wrist, come up and go through my ring finger and middle finger, and go out towards my thumb. So now I've come out through my thumb. Now I'm gonna come back, go around the base of my thumb again, go between my middle finger and ring finger, and again, come out towards my thumb, make a fist. And I'm gonna clean that up, put that over the top. Now I'm just gonna finish this off on my wrist, okay? So I'm just gonna bring this around. You wanna go medium distance up your wrist, and then all you have to do is take the wrap that's remaining and just tuck it in. You don't have to tape or anything like that. So now the wrap is complete. Now I've just got to clean it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to tuck this to make basically a finger bar and adjust it. And then I'm gonna take what's on my palm and I'm gonna tuck it underneath. So now you can see my palm is clear. I can grab, I can do all that. You can see the knuckle protection, okay? My thumb is protected, my metacarpals are protected, and my wrist is protected. So those are the 4 things you have to be concerned with, right? Your knuckle abrasion, your metacarpals, your thumb, and your wrist. Right there is a good wrap. You don't have to tape or anything like that, right? You see the way that that fits my hand. You can see the bulk of it is there to protect my hand. And then all you're gonna do is basically take your glove, whatever you're working on, and slide that over the top of it. These are just Cleto Reyes bag gloves. And that's a wrap, literally.